high-fat diets seem to be all the rage right now. Whether keto, paleo, carnivore, or simply being told to eat as many avocados as humanly possible, we are being bombarded with messaging saying that high-fat diets are the key to a thriving body and mind. But what if that wasn't true? New York Times best-selling author Anthony William claims that these high-fat, high-protein diets are actually overexerting our livers, causing symptoms such as brain fog, IBS, bloating, and even anxiety and depression, which are all things I have personally struggled with throughout the years and have been in search of a remedy for. So myself and two of my roommates decided we were gonna put it to the test and try out one of his famous 9-day fat-free cleanses. Our journey began by crafting a game plan and heading to the store to fill our fridge with an absurd amount of nutritious fruits and veggies. A bountiful harvest. This cleanse is called the 3-6-9 cleanse, and it works in 3 3-day phases. Days 1 through 3 are considered the preparation phase, where the foods that Anthony William considers toxic are taken out of your diet. Days 4 through 6 are where the internal cleansing really begins, as your food intake moves towards a focus on raw fruits and vegetables. Days 7 through 9 make up the final phase, in which your liver is given the space and support it needs to detoxify by being fed mostly liquids. Day 9 is the pinnacle of the entire process, in which you consume only fruit juices for an entire day. This day is known as the most physically, mentally, and spiritually demanding day of the whole cleanse, because the toxins that are exiting your body through the bloodstream can cause the re-emergence of emotional traumas that are stored within those toxins. To us, this sounded like an opportunity for a rebirth and letting go of old emotional baggage, and for this reason, we are calling Day 9 the juice death. We're kind of crazy, so we decided to do the advanced version of this cleanse, where all fats and proteins are cut out of your diet as of day 1. Now, before we go any further, a warning. This video is a documentation of our personal journeys and decisions to take on this cleanse. We are not offering medical advice. Please seek medical guidance before undertaking a journey like this, because it is a really intense thing to do. Always check in with your heart and treat yourself with love and respect before making a decision like this. Mwah. We're into the afternoon of day 3, and I am so tired. I'm curious as to if this tiredness will be prolonged or if it will just be a momentary thing, because I've heard with a lot of these cleanses that the first few days your body gets very tired until it learns to kind of switch over to the new types of food that you're consuming every day. Britt just walked in. Britt, how was day 3 going for you?
It's going really well. I've had a lot. I know, I feel so bad for him, because I've had like a lot of energy, and I've just overall felt really good.
Hell yeah.
I'm currently trying to down a pint of tomatoes.
It almost feels like I'm going through a purge right now, because I've been having a lot of like emotional stuff come up, and I feel like there's been a ton of internal progress over the last few days, but I have been beat. One thing I've been thinking about is the color of the foods that we consume. Look at this rich, rich purple. And the other meals that we're eating on this cleanse are just such powerful nature colors. And to me, it just screams healing, versus like a hamburger or something that's this kind of like a gross white bunch of very light colors. This feels like you're consuming good soil that's gonna really flourish the seeds inside of your body. Hell yeah. Maybe I'm going insane at this point. 4 days in. And it's so good! There's a bit of a twist to this whole thing though, and it has to do with who Anthony William is. Anthony William is not a licensed dietitian or doctor. In fact, he's best known by his nickname, Medical Medium, because he claims to get all of his medical information from a spirit. Yeah. Since Anthony was 4 years old, he's had a spirit, which he calls the spirit of compassion, speaking to him about sicknesses in the human body and how to cure them with natural remedies. Sound crazy? Well, it just might be. However, there are hundreds of thousands of people, including dietitians, physicians, and professional athletes who swear by Anthony's techniques. In fact, the reason we were initially interested in trying this cleanse is because one of my roommate's moms has had incredible results following his guidelines. So I decided to give her a call to see what this is all about.
Hi, Eli, how are you?
How long have you been following Medical Medium's advice?
What I would say is I fully embraced the lifestyle in October of 2019, a little over 2 years ago.
Were there any other reasons why you really started to follow his teachings?
I was going through a pretty rough patch in my life. And so I was on medication for anxiety, daily medication. Sometimes I would get a little bit of relief, but nothing that sustained. And I thought there just has to be another way.
I was going to ask you what kind of results you've seen from implementing his teachings.
I completely got off medication. I was able to quit caffeine. I lost 34 pounds. My seasonal allergies are better. I couldn't go outside in the springtime because my hay fever was so bad that I couldn't breathe. I was having asthma symptoms. This past May and June, I was outside cutting the lawn, just smiling from ear to ear that I can do that now. And no one tells you that those are things that can be healed. And what Anthony will say is, if you feed your body healing foods, you will heal.
Well, we're about to put that to the test.
I know. So interested to see how your journey goes.
Here's what our average day of food consumption looks like. First thing in the morning, we're ripping 32 ounces of lemon water to help flush any toxins out of the body that were released throughout the night. 30 minutes later, we're rocking 32 ounces of celery juice, which is Medical Medium's most famous food suggestion. He claims that celery juice provides essential salts and nutrients to help fortify the digestive and nervous systems. 30 minutes after that, we're having the heavy metal detox smoothie, which is a delectable mix of wild blueberries, bananas, freshly pressed orange juice, cilantro, and some fancy sea plants. And with that ends the morning regime. Lunch for us is a choice of either a spinach soup that has some solid zing to it, or the liver detox smoothie, which is a combination of dragon fruit, bananas, and wild blueberries. Dinner is one of 5 meal options that are all pretty much a different way of saucing together the same 6 raw fruits and vegetables.
This morning, I was feeling like really stressed when I woke up. Did the usual protocol. So after I had the lemon water and during the celery juice, I was realizing that like I was feeling a lot better mentally than I was, which is really cool because it shows like a direct relationship between the hydration and probably also specifically the celery juice and the lemon and my mood, because it was literally like the fastest switch ever.
I'm having a very hard time getting out of bed. Even though like my mind is energized, it feels like my body is just having such a hard time.
So I got my period today and I didn't experience any of the usual symptoms. Didn't get any cramping, didn't get any diarrhea. TMI, sorry. But I usually get that like 2-ish days before and then a little bit during. And I haven't had that at all. So that's pretty cool. And generally, my experience has been kind of different than Mitch and Eli's. Like, I still feel like I have a lot of energy, and I just, like, generally feel lighter.
Hello. It's Mitch. It's Jake.
Hi.
In the corner. He's not doing the cleanse.
No.
Mitch is doing the cleanse, and he's really cold and really tired and wants cooked food. But Who said this was gonna be easy? Sorry for that outburst yesterday. I feel better now. We've stabilized the condition. I feel less tired, don't feel as hungry, still feel pretty cold, but it's winter, so it's to be expected. I'm stoked for tomorrow, the juice death. Are you?
Enjoying my last solid foods. Honestly, it feels like I'm preparing for some sort of like big thing.
Yes.
Like
yes.
a real challenge.
Yes.
Like getting ready for a marathon or something.
I agree. Yeah.
Last solid meal. The day has arrived.
First juice of the day, cucumber, apple. Sounds really good, honestly. Whoa. That is really good. Yeah.
Juice number 2.
Watermelon.
Cheers.
Nice.
That is potent.
I like that.
Juice death, more like juice birth.
Oh! How are you feeling so far today? You notice anything?
Yeah, I feel weird. Existence has been much tougher for me today
Wow.
than the last a while. For a while, it hasn't been like this. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Mate.
Bless up, dog. Let's see how Britt's doing.
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, have you noticed anything because of the juice death?
No.
It just feels like the
I'm
other
feeling-
days.
Yeah, it does feel like the other days. Like I'm consistently hungry, but other than that, feeling good.
I have a strange observation. I farted, and it smells like fruit. Alright, so it is now later in the evening, and I have gotten such a crazy surge of energy. Like, I have not felt this upbeat in a really long time. Feels like some sort of like sluggishness that just has been over me for months. I'm just like peering through it for a second. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what it's like to have energy again. I'm just super thankful. I have honestly no idea if it has to do with the food or not, but I do know that I am sipping this cucumber apple juice, and it is keeping me amped. Like, I don't even want to say I could like crush, like run through a wall. I feel like I could just like turn into particles and move through the wall and come out on the other side being like, oh yeah. Maybe there's something to this cleanse. The first cooked food.
In 9 days, praise the Lord. That's warm.
So it has now been an entire month since successfully completing the 369 cleanse, and since then I have become a completely different human. Editing this video has been a trip because it feels like I am witnessing myself in a parallel reality. I feel so much closer to my true self now, and this cleanse played a very unexpected role in that. Did this cleanse heal my bloating, IBS, brain fog, and emotional struggles? Not directly. What did happen is that all of the shit in my life got brought to the surface. Trigger warning, I'm about to share some deep stuff about my not so ideal relationship to food and myself. Throughout the cleanse and the weeks following the cleanse, my very unhealthy relationship to food revealed itself in a way that could no longer be ignored. I was brought face to face with my disordered eating, where I binge eat massive amounts of food and then feel a lot of pain and try to fast in order to heal that. And all of that was caught in an emotional cycle of shame and guilt and confusion. During the cleanse, I lost a pretty unhealthy amount of weight to the point where my mom saw a video of my face and was able to tell how frail I was. Throughout the cleanse, my body felt extremely weak. My legs were shaky, similar to how it feels when you're recovering from a fever. And with that, I became very emotionally sensitive. Mitch and Britt both moved out right at the end of the cleanse, and for the first time in my adult life, I immediately cried in response to an intense emotional experience. And all of this craziness that happened has honestly felt like one of the biggest blessings I've experienced in my entire life, because it made me admit that I have a problem that needs a lot of love and attention in order to heal. These experiences made me realize that I needed help. So I reached out to a family friend named Sam who runs an Ayurveda practice. Ayurveda is a more than 5,000-year-old holistic health and healing system developed in India. It's pretty much the science of how yogis eat, live, and treat their bodies, which is something that I am deeply fascinated with. I've been working with her for a couple weeks now, and the results are just blowing me away. I feel so unbelievably blessed to have been put into this situation, and she has been cool enough to let me film and document the whole process. So if you're interested in seeing where that goes, and also some other crazy adventures we're going on, such as trying out 48 hours in darkness with no sound, food, or people to talk to, or dancing every day to see how that impacts our emotional, mental, and physical health, then stick around on this channel. So overall, would I recommend the 369 cleanse to a friend? I don't know. I think it really just comes down to your internal compass. And if you are being very deeply drawn to a cleanse like this, as I was, then I think your body and mind and spirit are asking you for something, and I would always recommend following your gut. However, I think that your gut and your heart and your mind all need to be aligned in order to make a decision that's really gonna guide you in the correct, safe, and loving direction for yourself. And taking on a cleanse like this is a ride. Like, the last months have been absolutely nuts for me, and I do wish this type of healing upon anyone and everyone. However, I also understand how intense that process is, and would not take it on unless I was in a place where I could give myself the time and nourishment and love needed to come out of this type of thing in a better spot. This channel is called Evolve With Us, and it is a space where my friends and I are documenting our journeys towards internal and external evolution, and hopefully in the process, inspiring and joining forces with some of you in your quests as well. If that vibes with you, then consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification button so that we get to hang out next time we drop a video. Until then, I wish you health, wealth, knowledge of self, peace, fun, love, and unity. Peace and much love, friends. Yo, so it turns out when you make a documentary like this and you film a whole lot of stuff, you end up with a lot of extra content. I've realized that a cool thing that we can do is make extended versions of these pieces for anyone who's interested in seeing how deep this stuff really goes, because there was a lot of other insights that we didn't get to share. So if you are interested in that extra content, you can head over to our Patreon page, which is in the description below. Yes, you will be exchanging a monthly donation for this extra content. However, by doing that, you will also be empowering us to continue making this content and to get better and better and better at it, and to involve more and more people, including people like you. If that's something that's possible for you at the moment, please consider it, and if not, totally cool. We're gonna be putting up a ton of really cool stuff just on YouTube, so yeah, that's what it's all about. I hope you're all having beautiful lives.